Go ahead, Chris.
What up? How are you doing?
How you guys doing?
All right, same thing, guys. If you can introduce yourselves, just because I know Javon knows a lot of you, but Kobe's new to the room, so if we can, do we have microphones? We lost track of our microphones. Okay, Paul, you can go ahead if you'd like.
Paul Rogers, Global Radio. Javon, for you last year, it seemed like as the year went on, you became more and more of a real vital cog to this team. With this group, do you have a feeling yet? Will it be the same? Will your role change? Do you have any feeling things yet?
Not really in particular. Just gonna continue to do what I can do to help this team win. Whatever role that is. That's always what I've strived to do in my career. Just play my role, and whatever the team needs, I'll do. And I do look to take that leadership role over, along with Kobe, Ali, a lot of the veteran guys on the team. We have a lot of those, so it's going to be a good year for leadership.
Kobe, Russ Brown, KentuckyToday.com. What benefits do you think you got from sitting out last season? I know it wasn't easy.
I would say definitely just being able to see the game from a different perspective. Being on the floor, everything's so hot, everything's so fast, everything's so quick. So being able to sit down and kind of slow down, read the game as like a coach, help out the young guys, help out the new guys. And kind of see it in a different perspective. I think being able to sit out, I've been able to read the game even better, get my body healthy, get my mind right, and just get ready to do what I can to help this team win.
Matt McGavick for Louisville Cardinals on that side. Kobe, both you and Ollie sat the whole season while you rehabbed injuries. During that time, did you guys kind of lean on each other to kind of lift each other up? Because while you're hoping to play later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. We had two, pretty bad knee injuries. While you're being out, while you're sitting out, it's not fun, but at the end of the journey, it's going to be well worth it. I felt better than I ever have, and I know he's feeling it better than he has ever have. And now we're just excited to get on the floor and show what we can do.
Javon, Jody Dillon, Cardinal Authority. Was it difficult at all to make the decision to come back, or was it just kind of automatic in your mind that I want to be here for another year?
It was definitely a bit of a process, just because at the end of the day, it is like what's best for me, myself and my family. And at the end of the day, we just came to that conclusion that coming back for another year at Louisville was that right decision. But it did take us a little bit to make that decision, just because my family is the most important thing to me. I'm a big family guy, and we just came to the conclusion that I come back to Louisville, and I'm super excited for my next year.
Do you remember telling Coach? Did you tell Coach, or how did it kind of come about, and what was his kind of reaction?
Yeah, it was like when I committed again. He was yelling through the phone, and he was super excited. So that made me feel good as well. Just being wanted to that level, so that made me feel good.
You're at Crawford and WDOB here in town. For both of you, you saw every bounce of the ball last year, and now you're getting to see the infusion of new guys, returning guys. What are your impressions of this team? How's it different? What are you excited about?
What's different? I would say, just a bunch of new faces, a bunch of new different types of game, different skill set, different styles of game. But one thing I think that's not going to change is how good we're going to be. We surprised a lot of people last year, just with how well we did, how quickly we made wins happen. But I don't think this year it's going to be a surprise for anybody. We know what we're expecting. We know what we want. We know what we can achieve. Now we just got to go get right, get all the chemistry, and get all that stuff sorted. And, we're ready to go play.
I'm Brooks Holton from the Courier Journal. This could be for both of you. Just how tough is it to hear after you saw him work all season to get healthy? I guess in April that you learned that Ollie might not be able to play, and then having to deal with that 2 months of just kind of being in limbo, and then flash forward to that big team meeting you had where PK dropped the news that he was eligible. Could you kind of talk about what that process was like for you all, and just what he adds to the team with his passing ability?
Yeah, that process is, I can't even begin to imagine how hard that process has been for him, getting denied twice and, kind of almost on your last leg, trying to, play in college, as, every kid's dream is, at the high major level. So, we just try to do the best that we can as teammates and as leaders and, as his friends, ultimately just, continue to lift him up every single day. letting him know that if he needs anything, we're there for him. Just all those good types of things. And, Ollie's such a great dude. And, just when we found out that he was eligible, Coach tried to play a little trick on us and said, I'm sure everybody saw the video, he brought us down just to bring us back up. And, when we all heard that he was eligible, it's a next level feeling just because his character, his leadership, we call him the Egyptian magician too, like his passing ability, just the way he reads the floor, and he's like another coach out there. So it's going to be next level having him out there.
Did you really, was there a moment where, where he starts on that whole spiel about him? Did you kind of feel your heart start to drop? Did you kind of feel like that there, that there might be something up?
The whole day was just a little odd, because, people that don't usually come in as often as they do were starting to pop up, and I was just like, there's gotta be something going on today. But then, he started just going down a deep hole, we're gonna, no matter what, we're gonna be really good. And then he was like, you could start to feel like, oh shoot, maybe this is it, maybe he's done. And once we got the positive news, just the emotions, and I think you can just tell from the video how excited everybody is, not just to have him be a part of this team, but the work that he's put in all last year, all off season, he deserves a chance to get out there and show what he's got.
Ed Mark Ennis with ESPN Louisville. Everybody that sees a Pat Kelsey practice talks about how it's different. What's different to you guys, and then do you enjoy watching new guys sort of get their first taste of it?
Yeah, I think everybody that even comes to a practice knows that the energy is real, not just with Pat Kelsey, as everybody knows, but with everybody as well, like the entire coaching staff, all the players. Mm-hmm. And I think it was Adrian Woolley that he lost his shoe. And they were over there playing tag, running around on the court trying to get his shoe back. So it's just like those little things that, make the team just continue to mesh, quickly. Adrian Woolley got the first taste of the Pat Kelsey culture, and I'm sure there's going to be many more with the new guys.
Javon, at the end of the year, no case in the way the rotations were, you were kind of one of the bigger guys out there. You've got some friends that have showed up from other places. I know Mo's a young guy. The other two guys are older guys. What's it like to have them, and kind of talk about how they've adjusted?
Yeah, I know it's hard for, international guys to come over here for sure. I feel like, they've done a really good job, all of them, Sananda, Mo, Zoo, just all those guys have just, come over here, taken it upon themselves to, get to know the culture, got to go around Louisville a little bit and, they've enjoyed it so far from, what we've understand. And, on the court, just their energy level, they bring a next level energy. I'm sure you guys have seen the videos that they post on the social media and stuff like that. They just bring a next level energy that, we're going to really need, throughout the season. And, it'll be good to have some more big bodies down there. So, it's going to be hard for, teams to rebound against us, that's for sure.
Brother to you, Javon, you can go first. Kitchen Casters from Wade here in Louisville. What's it like when you have a coach who's just as liable to go out there and chest bump everybody and fist bump everybody with something exciting that happens as is anybody else on the bench? Yeah,
that's just kind of what we expect of him. He's made that standard. He's made that culture. And, from day one that we understand that, he's our head coach, but at the end of the day, he is like one of our, friends out there. We could talk to him with anything. Like you said, we could, fist bump, chest bump. He's out there diving on the floor, getting in drills. It's kind of just like a really good environment that you want to play in. So, obviously, a lot of us are super excited to, start this new season. And then I would say, just following that up, that energy, it only makes you want to do more for the team, more for him, more for this program. But, one thing about PK, he'll never shy away from any challenge at all. So even when he is in practice, he knows, you don't get any breaks. We're coming after you just like we're coming after anybody else. So if you get hit and you get knocked down, that's just welcome to practice, I guess. Mm-hmm. But no, he's a great guy, great coach. And he's an even better mentor, father figure. Just seeing the way he interacts with us, interacts with staff, interacts with his family and the kids and everybody else.
Was it evident from the first interactions that you had with Pat? I guess going back to when maybe he was scouting you at D2, right?
Yep.
Could you kind of tell that was that was a genuine thing? And then what does it mean to you to kind of have him take a chance on you back then, and then to now be here on the stage at Louisville?
Yeah, that's been the family thing has been one of the biggest things that's kind of stood out to me. Because we're both from the same city, from the same high school basketball conference. So at the first, time he started recruiting me, a lot of people that I knew also knew him. So being able to have, that mutual friend that we trust, that we love, that we care about, and they're all saying the same things that I've heard from everybody else around the city, it kind of just gave me that extra boost of confidence. Like, he really does care about me more as just like a player that's trying to help him win and get a better job somewhere else or whatever. But no, I mean, him taking a chance on me to go to Charleston and then now taking a chance on me bringing me here, even after my knee injury, I feel like it's only right to put my best foot forward and do what I can. A lot of people, don't see like my worth or whatever as big as like other pieces on the team, which, whatever my role is, whatever I need to do to help the team win, that's what I'm going to do.
For both of you guys, you saw the energy in the Young Center last year. Was it what you expected? And then as it got bigger and better as the year went on, was that energy and that kind of what you guys expected? And talk about what you expect maybe this year and how important the students, became in that section. Pat was running up and down at the end of games. How important they became.
I think Coach Kelsey, running up and down is, just a great viewpoint of like how much we, appreciate everybody that comes out here. He wants to make sure that we show gratitude. We're thankful for all the fans that come out every single game. It's a huge home court advantage, obviously playing in the big Yum Arena. We know we love playing in there. And even like on the road and stuff like that, just like the Louisville fans just coming out to every single away game and just like having, that fan base just continue to travel and have faith in you, win, lose, or draw. Like, that just means the world to us, and it just makes us want to play harder. And especially with this upcoming season, and all the hype around this season, like we know that the Louisville fans and students are going to show out, so we're excited for that.
But yeah, I would say the first time just getting in the Yum for a game, just feeling that energy, feeling the crowd, like the noise, especially from the bench. They get it on the floor, so they get that extra interaction. But being able to sit back and kind of just look everything over, it just really put, just like an emphasis on how blessed I am to be here and how blessed I am to be, part of this community, part of this program. So we're really excited. Can't wait to see Card Nation out there this coming season.
Serena Roboin with WHAS 11 for both of you guys. You guys are returners, you kind of know the program, but seeing all the new transfers and newcomers coming in, is there anyone that's jumped off the page, maybe it looks a little different than they did in film, that has impressed you guys in practice?
I would say Mo. Everyone knew he was an athletic freak coming in. But, just a simple couple plays that he's made in the two or three live practices that we've had, kind of puts you in awe. Just like, wow. Once he cleans up some parts of his game, gets more consistent on his shot, et cetera, which everybody's got to do. No one's here is already in the NBA. So no one's already perfected their game at all, and I don't think everybody will. But Mo, I think, has just shown, bursts of, a special player in the making.
I would just say everybody, honestly. I mean, I don't have anybody that really, just everybody in general, just everybody's willingness to come in and, learn right away. It's not easy to go into a new program right away and, ultimately, get used to the culture, the way the system works and everything like that. And I feel like everybody that's transferred in, the newcomers, international guys, have done a really good job of trying to understand, whether that's watching film, like just trying to understand the system a little bit better, and that's gonna go a long way for sure.
You've played a lot of college basketball and you've got a lot of teammates. Have you seen a young guy like Michael, though, who can maybe do what he does at that young age?
Yeah, no, at that young age, no, not really. I mean, Michael's a special talent, and I think everybody does know that. And I think everybody's excited to go out there and see him go out there and do what he does. Especially just having him at the point guard position. We have all different types of flavors. Michael, Brian, Kobe, Isaac, Woolley. Like, we have so many guards play. That point guard 1-2 position that we have all types of flavors. So it's gonna be really tough to guard us.
Kobe, Kent Taylor from the CBS station here in Louisville. I know the next workout's the most important thing, the next practice. We get all that, but the Cincinnati game having a game on the schedule in your hometown, in that downtown arena, did that add a little juice for you? You can tell us, this is summer.
As much as fun of game that will be, especially being able to be back in the hometown, back where all my family and friends are at. That's a little too far down the line to get ready for. So all I'm worried about right now is going to help out these little kids across the street here in a little bit.
Kansas is the next game, kid.
Anything else for these guys?
Can either of you guys, have you ever caught yourself quoting Skip Prosser?
I've tried it out a couple times with my mom, but she's not really trying to hear none of that right now. But no, occasionally, but that's just all part of the program. It just kind of gets fused into you the longer you're around.
Yeah.
Javon, do you not have Uggs? Is everybody else?
No, I do. I bring them out in the winter. Yeah, when it gets cold. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Cool.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Took me 59 minutes.